It was a quiet Tuesday night, just like any other ordinary evening in our small, peaceful town, a seemingly unremarkable place where life moved slowly and nothing truly extraordinary or unexpected ever really happened. The air was perfectly still and calm, broken only by the distant, rhythmic chirping of crickets echoing softly and the occasional, faint hum of a refrigerator humming from an open window nearby. Then, suddenly, a faint yet pulsating light appeared low on the horizon, growing steadily brighter with each passing moment, accompanied by an almost imperceptible, low-frequency hum that seemed to vibrate subtly in the air. It wasn't like any airplane or helicopter we knew. This light was far too intense and unwavering, completely silent in its approach, and its movement was too precise and deliberate to be anything conventional. As it drew closer and closer, that initial hum transformed into a deep, resonant vibration that we could feel passing right through the very ground beneath our feet, shaking us to our core. Suddenly, without any further warning, it positioned itself directly above us, a colossal, dark triangular shape that completely blotted out the stars overhead in the night sky. This craft was utterly immense, easily spanning several entire blocks of our town, yet it hovered there making absolutely no sound at all, defying every law of logic, physics, and common sense we understood. From its underside, brilliant white lights began to pulse rhythmically, one after another, illuminating the entire town square below in an eerie, otherworldly glow that bathed everything in stark contrast. Gradually, people started emerging from their homes, irresistibly drawn outside by this impossible spectacle unfolding above, their faces illuminated and showing a profound mixture of deep fear and overwhelming awe. Young children clung tightly to their parents for comfort, while the adults stood completely frozen in place, their eyes wide open with utter disbelief as they stared up at the massive sight dominating the sky. The very air around us crackled with an intense, unspoken tension as a collective realization washed over everyone that our familiar world had just been fundamentally and irreversibly changed in that moment. The UFO remained perfectly motionless there for what felt like an endless eternity, acting like a silent, watchful sentinel silently observing our tiny, insignificant existence from high above. Then, entirely without warning, it began to move, not merely drifting lazily, but executing a series of sharp maneuvers that blatantly defied every known law of physics and aerodynamics. It darted swiftly across the entire sky with impossible, breathtaking speed, coming to an abrupt stop on a dime, then accelerating explosively again in a completely different direction. With each of these impossible turns and shifts, the brilliant lights on the craft intensified dramatically, casting fleeting yet striking shadows that danced wildly across the buildings and streets of our town below. It performed what seemed like a mesmerizing dance of impossible grace combined with terrifying raw power, a deliberate display clearly meant to be witnessed and perhaps even understood by those of us below. No one among us spoke a single word. We all simply stood there watching, completely mesmerized and transfixed by the sheer impossibility of the spectacle unfolding right above our heads. The air around us grew noticeably colder, a penetrating chill that had absolutely nothing to do with the dropping night temperature, but everything to do with the profound unknown hovering overhead. Every single fiber of our being screamed out that this event was undeniably real, that we were collectively witnessing something truly profound and life-altering right before our eyes. The object then paused once more, hanging perfectly still in the sky, its lights now glowing with an almost blinding, overwhelming intensity that dominated the entire night. In that suspended moment, it felt exactly like a final, lingering gaze down upon us, a profound moment of silent communication just before it would make its departure from our town. Then, in the blink of an eye, it shot straight upwards with incredible velocity, transforming into a brilliant streak of electric blue light that vanished swiftly into the infinite vastness of space above. The deep hum gradually faded away into nothingness, the brilliant lights extinguished completely, and the familiar stars slowly reappeared one by one where the massive craft had dominated moments before. A profound, Heavy silence then descended upon the entire town, even deeper than before, now filled with the lingering echoes and weight of the extraordinary event we had all just witnessed together. People slowly began to stir from their trance-like states, exchanging bewildered glances with one another, their faces still deeply etched with the raw memory of that impossible encounter. No one could bring themselves to speak for a very long time, as each of us grappled individually with processing the stark reality of a UFO having hovered directly above our quiet town. The next morning, as the sun rose, the world appeared outwardly the same as always. Yet for those of us who had seen it with our own eyes, everything in our perception had irrevocably and forever changed. We were left behind with countless burning questions swirling in our minds, a deeply shared secret among us, and the truly unsettling knowledge that, in the universe, we are definitely not alone. The vivid memory of that unforgettable night, the silent, massive craft and its mesmerizing, impossible dance across the sky, remains etched sharply and eternally in our minds to this day. Our once unremarkable small town now holds within it a powerful story that transcends the ordinary bounds of everyday life, serving as a lasting testament to the vast mysteries of the unknown.